What you are about to see could change the course of human history. And it doesn't come from NASA or ESA or any Western agency. They've remained silent. The news has just broken minutes ago. China has spoken. The Tianwen-1 probe orbiting Mars didn't just observe the interstellar object 3I Atlas last month. It photographed it up close. And the images Beijing has just released prove that we've been lied to since July. Get ready. We are not alone, and the evidence is orbiting our sun right now.
Let's quickly review the official version they sold us in near panic. It all began on July 1st, 2025, when the Atlas system detected this supposed third interstellar visitor. Immediately, NASA's and ESA's public relations machinery went into motion with a single goal: to normalize the impossible. They told us that 3I Atlas was an exceptional comet, a simple wandering rock that traveled billions of years from the oldest regions of the Milky Way just to greet us. They insisted there was no threat, that it was a scientific curiosity, a harmless time capsule. But since when do space agencies rush so desperately to dismiss dangers before having all the data? Here's where their story starts to fall apart. In their own technical reports, those they hope nobody reads, they admit that 3I's composition is anomalous. They describe it as rich in nickel and poor in ice. Think about that for a second. A comet without ice? That's a biological and physical contradiction. A natural object that emits a gas tail but is almost entirely made of heavy metal isn't a comet. It's a manufactured structure. Yet they assured us that its close pass by Earth in December at 270 million kilometers is safe. They use that word, safe, like a mantra to keep us asleep while the object grows brighter and brighter in our skies. It's not the first time they've lied to our faces. They did it with 1I Oumuamua in 2017, when they ignored its strange non-gravitational acceleration. They did it with 2I Borisov. And now, with 3I Atlas, the pattern is undeniable. This object has a perfect hyperbolic trajectory that is not bound to the sun, which means it has a propulsion system, or a physics they refuse to explain. They told us it was an inert rock, but a rock doesn't correct its course, nor maintain impossible stability after skimming past Mars. The official version is a house of cards, and thanks to what just happened in Martian orbit, that house is about to collapse.
In early October, 3I Atlas skimmed past Mars orbit in what Western agencies called a difficult-to-observe flyby. NASA claimed that its orbiters didn't have the right angle to obtain clear data, an oddly convenient excuse to keep us in the dark. However, China's Tianwen-1 probe was perfectly positioned, its high-resolution cameras ready. What Beijing has just released to the world isn't blurry smudges or confusing data. These are sharp images captured at the exact moment of closest approach. While the West looked the other way, China was watching closely, and what they found is the reason amateur and professional astronomy forums are in a state of absolute panic right now. Take a close look at what these captures, leaked by the Chinese Space Administration, actually show. Forget completely the idea of a dirty snowball or a deformed, chaotic rock. What we see here displays an unsettling symmetry and a defined structure. The object reflects sunlight with a specular intensity that suggests a polished metallic coating or an unknown alloy, not dirty ice sublimating from heat. The edges and silhouette visible against deep space are too straight, too intentional to be the product of billions of years of random cosmic erosion. This isn't space geology, ladies and gentlemen. This is advanced engineering. The glow emitted by 3I Atlas confirms an artificially high albedo that no natural comet in our records possesses. The crucial question is why China has decided to break the silence and drop this informational bombshell right now. Everything points to the realization that the object's true size, apparently far exceeding the initial 5-kilometer estimate, makes it impossible to keep its real nature hidden any longer. These images are the definitive proof that demolishes the official narrative of a harmless rock. Seeing this monolithic structure navigate the void with such precision leaves only one logical, terrifying conclusion. 3I Atlas is not drifting debris nor a passive visitor. It is an active probe, an intelligent manufactured craft scanning us and gathering data as it adjusts its trajectory for the final encounter with Earth in December.
If we accept the artificial nature of this visitor, we must look back, far back, into our own forgotten history. The cuneiform texts of ancient Sumer explicitly spoke of the Anunnaki, those who, from the heavens to the earth, descended to shape humanity. We were always warned about the return of their gods and of their world of origin, Nibiru, the planet of the crossing, which orbits in long cycles, hidden from our eyes. The sudden appearance of 3I Atlas fits with mathematical precision into the prophecies that Orthodox archaeologists have tried to dismiss as mere religious myths. It is no coincidence that it appears now. The ancients knew perfectly well that the sky would send an unmistakable signal before the great moment of reunion. The elongated metallic structure revealed by the Chinese images echoes eerily the descriptions of celestial chariots, or vimanas, mentioned in Vedic and Mesopotamian texts. It is highly probable that 3I Atlas is not the planet itself, but rather its automated vanguard, a technological sentinel sent eons ago to awaken and prepare the way for those who follow behind. Its 10 billion-year journey from the oldest regions of the galaxy suggests an ancestral programming designed to activate at this exact moment in our evolution. We are not facing a new discovery, but an ancient and superior technology returning home to fulfill its original protocol. The most terrifying implication of all this is not that extraterrestrial beings exist, but what their true intentions are in coming back. If the Anunnaki were truly our genetic engineers, as the translated tablets suggest, then 3I Atlas is coming to conduct a full audit of their creation. They are not arriving for a sightseeing visit. They are returning to judge what we've done with the planet and with ourselves during their long absence. The global elite remains silent because they are afraid. They know that this object is the harbinger of a direct intervention that could reset our civilization, just as it is said to have happened during the Great Flood.
Now you can understand the level of absolute panic flooding the dark corridors of intelligence agencies and world governments. The reason NASA and its allies rushed to declare that there was no threat, even before properly analyzing the trajectory, was to keep the population asleep and avoid an immediate social collapse. They desperately needed to buy time while they tried to decode the signals that 3I Atlas is already emitting toward our planet. The coordinated media silence in the West in response to the Chinese leaks is irrefutable proof that they have lost all control of the narrative and are now only trying to shield themselves from the inevitable truth. Burn this date into your memory, December 19th, 2025.
That is the day of maximum approach, the critical point of no return. They repeat endlessly that 3I Atlas will pass at a supposedly safe distance of about 270 million kilometers. But that safety measure only applies to inert rocks, not to God-level technology. For a craft capable of crossing the interstellar abyss for eons, that distance is irrelevant. It is a perfect tactical position to scan our defense systems, infiltrate our global networks, or even activate ancient mechanisms buried beneath our feet for millennia, waiting for this signal. The most unsettling part of all is that the physical evidence is up there, visible to anyone with a modest telescope who wakes up before dawn. Right now, 3I Atlas shines in the morning sky with an unusual intensity, its very presence defying all the official lies told us to calm us. I urge you to look for it and observe it with your own eyes tonight, because it is very likely that in the coming weeks they will try to censor information online or block live feeds from public observatories. Time is running out, and the window of opportunity to see reality without filters is closing rapidly as the clock ticks toward the final encounter.
Pandora's box has been thrown wide open, and there is no human way to close it again. China has delivered the first blow in this information war by revealing the true face of 3I Atlas, leaving Western powers in an impossible position. Either they finally admit they've lied to us about our history and our place in the cosmos, or they invent a new, desperate farce about technical failures in Tianwen-1's cameras. We are nearing the end of November, and we have barely a single month left before the close pass, a critical month in which the informational tension will escalate to levels our generation has never witnessed. As for me, I don't intend to sit back waiting for an official statement that censors reality to shield us from what we cannot control. I am going to dedicate every hour of the coming days to analyzing these leaked images pixel by pixel and cross-checking 3I Atlas's trajectory with the flight patterns described in ancient texts that traditional archaeology ignores. My internal sources are risking a great deal to get this information to me, and it is my absolute duty to share it with you before the digital blackout becomes total. This is not just a curious astronomical event. This is the awakening we were promised, and the one the elite feared. I need you to subscribe and activate all notifications right now, not for the algorithms, but because it's the only way to keep this line of communication open when they try to silence us. Share this video across all your networks and download the file to store it locally if possible. Because if this material suddenly disappears, you'll know we've struck the central nerve of the global conspiracy. The truth isn't just out there, it is approaching us at dizzying speed. Keep your eyes on the sky and prepare yourselves, because the arrival of 3I Atlas is going to change absolutely everything.